I've really been avoiding this topic since it broke, and also I've avoided going on Twitter, but guess what? The Twitter notifications keep coming in. And you know what? Let's get into it, okay? I did say this channel is for current affairs. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about Nigeria. No. Let's talk about these Nigerian visas that Cyril is going to... Let's talk about these passport-free visas for Nigerians. I mean, which other country in the world can give Nigerian citizens passport-free visas? I don't even know what that means, but we're going to get into all of it. But don't even take me back to the Chidima Adechina story. And guess what? She certainly can come back, all right, because she's got her Nigerian passport. This is incredible. If you thought that we had an influx of Nigerians, wait till you see them. I mean, have you guys seen Nigeria? Have you guys seen OR Tambo versus the Lagos airport? I mean, what is going on with Syria? I have so much to say on this topic, but you know what? Let me read you this letter from Jackie Pamodze, the renowned and controversial author who is currently on house arrest. And let me tell you something. Let's get into this letter and I'll be back with the rest of my feedback. She writes a letter and it's dated the 4th of December 2024. Dear Mr. President of South Africa, I don't even know how to introduce myself at this point. It doesn't matter. I'm just a commoner, born in this country but living with extreme fear. We have lost so much faith and respect for your leadership. Your government is a raging fire. When will the storm end? When will you hear us? Are you not a father? Your kids are dying. By the way, she was a EFF activist. I'm not too sure if she still is because I don't see her posting any more stuff regarding EFF. She actually was part of the march that was going to ESCOM. So Jackie is quite the activist. She really is out there. So I appreciate her writing this letter. And, you know, as an author, I said, you know what, maybe she's going to put it better in words than I can, the way that I feel right now with what is going on. Like, let me find out from you in the comment section down below, what Nigerian products do you need on your shelves? What Nigerian products do you need to compete with local South African brands? Wait, let me ask you this one. What has the South African government done for local small business owners? You know what? This one hit really deep. This one hit really, really deep. It's so personal, but let's keep reading what she has to say. She says, I'm writing to express my deepest concern about the growing threat of human trafficking, gender-based violence, and other violent crimes in our country. Your recent statement allowing Nigerians to travel to South Africa with ease has sparked fear amongst many citizens who worry that this will open the floodgates for criminals to enter and operate freely. As you're aware, human trafficking is a serious issue in Southern Africa, with many victims being lured into forced labor, exploitation of, you know, the other kind of exploitation that I can't mention, and other forms of modern day slavery. Oh, man. The fact that our country still struggles with high levels of GBV hijackings, and rape as well, only adds to the sense of unease. Furthermore, it's heartbreaking to see that our constitutional rights are not being protected and our communities continue to suffer from poverty and unemployment. The lack of job opportunities and the feeling of being ignored by the government have eroded our faith in your leadership. Mr. President, I urge you to reconsider your decision and prioritize the safety and well-being of South African citizens. Our children deserve to grow up in a secure and stable environment, free from the threats of violence and exploitation. I saw a video of a hijacking. A man was parking his car in his home at night, and the hijackers came. They broke the window to the car, dragged him out of the car, kidnapped him, and took the car as well. All this, he's in his own car. I saw another video of a bus full of children there are just so many videos that I've seen in recent days. And then now, I'm not saying that all Nigerians are part of the problem. I'm saying that there are very few of these incidents that don't involve Nigerians. But let me keep reading this letter. Mr. President, I urge you to reconsider your decision. I don't think he's going to reconsider. That's another reason why I didn't want to get into this topic, because they've already made the decision, and he's president of the G20. He's not going to look like a fool. He's not going to retract. They've already done their memorandum of agreement, or whatever it's called. She goes on to say, Mr. President, I urge you to reconsider your decision and prioritize the safety and well-being of South African citizens. Our children deserve to grow up in a secure and stable environment, free from the threats of violence and exploitation. We need a comprehensive plan to address human trafficking, GBV, and our violent crimes. This should include increased funding for law enforcement and social services to combat human trafficking and support victims, education and awareness programs to prevent human trafficking and GBV. What are you really doing for the youth? You have suggested that more Nigerian products be placed on our shelves. Like, for me, that's what do we need them for? Are our shelves deficient? Are we missing products? What is this product that we're trying to bring in? Somebody make me understand. I'm just trying to understand, what is this product that we really, really need? Yet our own entrepreneurs struggle to get these opportunities. This is exactly what is paining me. Have you seen what's happening with drip? Happening or happened? As a businessman, what did you do? Strengthening of border control measures to prevent the entry of criminals and traffickers. Improve coordination and cooperation between government agencies, civil society, and international organizations to combat human trafficking and GBV. Additionally, I urge you to address the root cause of poverty and unemployment, which are often linked to crime and violence. This includes investing in education, job creation initiatives, and social welfare programs. I implore you to listen to the concerns of your citizens and take concrete action to protect our rights and ensure our safety. We deserve a government that prioritizes our well-being and takes decisive action to address the challenges we face. I am heartbroken. I'm heartbroken too. I'm devastated, guys. I'm heartbroken, but equally aware of the dangers you refuse to address. Every day, kids are leaving out these boards. Borders. Oh yeah, every day kids are leaving out these borders, and the substances that we can't mention are coming in. Have you not seen the human trafficking crisis? Do you not understand the risks you have created in your agenda? Oh my God, the risks have just become so astronomical. When will we matter? Are you not a father? What about us? I have nothing more to say, but you have killed us. Stop and look at the state of this country as a father. Politics aside, call that family meeting and address us. Sincerely, Jackie Pamotse. It is with absolute incredulosity that I cannot believe that this is happening. I can't believe it. I couldn't even watch the 28-minute press conference that they had because I could not believe it. I had seen clips, and I said, okay, let me sit down and watch the 28-minute nonsense and see where did this come out? And it came out of the woodworks, Ministry of Home Affairs. They never told us about this plan. Okay, they never engaged us. They told us that they investigated Chidima's passport, and now she and her mother must come back and answer questions. And you have seen the backlash. I've seen it personally right here in my comment section. The Nigerians have no regard for us. They don't. But now they must benefit from us. I definitely want to hear your thoughts. I'm not sure I'll do additional videos on this because honestly, I'm not okay. I'm not okay with this information. I'm not okay with this information. I have stories I'd love to share, but maybe we'll do it over the Christmas holidays. Yeah, so as well, I did see, if I just open Twitter, let me just do it. If I just open X, formerly known as Twitter, there we go. There's a hashtag now. It's trending top national shutdown. That is how much people are not interested in this. The very people who represents. There's a hashtag national shutdown, hashtag Ramaphosa must go, hashtag resign President Cyril Ramaphosa, Nigerians abahambe Gayton. Gayton's not going to speak up on this. That's the surprising part. He ran his entire campaign on this, but I bet you my bottom dollar, he is not going to say anything about it. This X-Post says, other countries are banning these scammers, crooks, and drug lords. Other countries are banning these scammers, crooks, and substances that cannot be mentioned, lords. Even their president is part of a substances that cannot be mentioned syndicate. Oh, South Africa has accepted them with an open arm. This next post says, South Africans want the president to step down. Many South Africans have expressed their displeasure after Cyril Ramaphosa announced the easing, even saying that just pains me, easing of visa restrictions for Nigerians who are known to bring trouble wherever they go. This one is a post of Hillbrow before Nigerians versus Hillbrow after Nigerians. And sellout Cyril Ramaphosa believes they haven't done enough damage. He's inspired. Level Questa, popularly known for some of her phrases. Like, my mind is really jumbled, guys. Mumbled. She says, I want to do a video saying Ramaphosa must go, Ramaphosa must go, Ramaphosa must go. Does he even understand the pain and hurt that these guys have done? It's just post after post after post, and everybody's calling for his resignation. It's a shock, guys. It is an absolute shock. Utata once said, if the ANC government does to you what the apartheid government did to you, do to the ANC what you did to the apartheid government. Let's take it to the streets, comrades, says one ex-post. What has Cyril Ramaphosa done for South Africa since taking over? As another. It's just on and on and on. Let me see what Home Affairs has to say. Wow. Leon. Let me see if it says anything. Nothing. He has posted absolutely nothing in 5 days. Let's go to Lord Gayton Mackenzie. What will he do? This is a tough place for him. Okay. He does not shy away from talking on the conversation. And he says, my president, I will not betray you. This next ex-post from Gayton Mackenzie says, Abahambe is our mission. We have and will never change. We have taken a decision to fight from within the GNU. Should we leave because a decision which we are not happy about is taken, we are not children. Woo! That is Gayton's stance. Let me know your thoughts down below. I'm going to end it here. This is a tough one, guys. I definitely want to hear from you. Yeah, that's it from me. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you in my next upload.